guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite amateur racer, probably, Unroyal. And even though the servers on Forza Motorsport can go down tomorrow, I'm going to keep racing on it. So, for now, let's just go ahead and sit back and relax on my time at Mugello. So far, traffic's pretty bad going into San Donato. Got an S2000, and it looks like a Subaru is just going to take him out. Apparently, he's not too happy about Metacars being in here. We got a Mercedes-Benz being a little too touchy-feely right now. Pushes me off a little wide. I am in the Corvette Stingray, by the way. This thing, I'm probably going to turn this thing into more of a power build, because to keep it in B-Class, I can't really use the race tires, so probably going to put on stock tires and add a little bit more power to it. Make it as light as possible at the process. See if I can't make a B-Class power build out of it. On top of that, try to dabble in power build before before the game goes down. Nothing's set in stone yet, but it could happen. But anyways, going into no, not Blondetti. That's just a turn after Casanova. I'm not quite sure what that is. Can't really find a map on it. But anyways, going down the straight, going into San Donato. I'm trying to take it on a defensive line, hitting the brakes. I'm not quite ready for Low Pala to switch lanes there. I do get a penalty for it. I do think it's justified, though. I probably could have hit the pause button a little sooner, but just did not get to the button quite in time. But, of course, you guys can tell me in the comments how you feel about it. But either way, Low Pala is going to go off into the sand. He's probably a little frustrated at what happened. He's going to try and unghost. I'm going to try and get at him out of the way. He ends up going sideways there. I think he's going to try and take me out right now because I don't think he's too happy about the earlier incident. Got a exo set right behind me. I'm going to hit the brakes a little bit. He's going to try and avoid me. Going down Casanova. Low Pala's going to get right next to me. He's going to rear end me, and then he's going to try and go for a pit maneuver. Luckily, the Forza ghosting system was on my side there. He gets his penalties. I'm pretty sure he has it out of his system because we're going to go ahead and speed up to our next little run-in. So going into Materassi, I end up messing up that turn a little bit, go a little too wide, going into Borgo San Lorenzo. And going down the straightaway into Casanova, he's just in my draft. I do slow down quite a bit because I am on sport tires. And he does show that he is, he's got it out of his system. I do hope you watch the replay, though, because I will say this, it was not intentional, but we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to Apolitos in our little battle with him. Because this was actually a pretty good battle, lasting, I think, 2 laps, if I recall correctly, going into Casanova right now. Still trying to learn my braking points in this car. I don't think I've driven it ever since rebuilding it, so I think this is more of a little pressure test to see how it does. I did go to Mid-Ohio testing it, my favorite track to test and tune cars, so. And it was going down the straightaway into San Donato. Braking at that 100 board, seeing how well it works. So far, it's working pretty well. Need to figure out the trail braking for this thing. But I do need to try and get more grip out of it if that's the case. But going into Lucco and Poggio Secco. Also, I don't really know the Italian ins and outs for the language, so I do apologize if I am mispronouncing these. By the way, trying to take the inside, going into Materassi. Do manage to get it done pretty well. He does go into my rear quarter panel, though. Not enough to really mess with the race too much, but it does get him just enough to get him back around. He gets penalized for it, though, so it might have been intentional, it might not have been, but I don't know. Either way, going around this little turn here, I can't really find the name of it anywhere, so I do apologize about that. But I do try giving him room. He does go into me. I think he was intentionally going to try and block me there, but either way, that's pretty much going to be race 1 in this one. We end up finishing the race in 15th. Not bad, but at the same time, it was a bit of a test run for the Corvette. So, anyways, let's move on to the next race.
We finished P15.
Alright, now we're taking the wide-body Sylvia to Barcelona. This was it was a fun race, but not too much happened in it, but what did happen was rather hilarious. And just overall good racing in the end of the day. But either way, going into turn one, we got a bunch of people basically in a gaggle right now. Going into Worth right now. Got Mr. Ben right to the side of me. I wasn't paying attention to my radar, so I didn't quite see him. Ended up going into him. Not intentional, but it did happen at the end of the day. Going into Campsa now, trying to take this as tight as I possibly can because I do got someone right beside me. S2000 going off course, ended up getting right back on at a weird angle. Luckily, he was ghosted. Client Rat right beside me in a Ford Focus. He's going to hit the brakes a little later than I do and still manage to stick the move out. Really good racing from him. Right behind Mr. Ben, who I ended up going into back on Worth. So far, he's holding his line really well, but going into Europe Car and New Holland. We all take this a little wide. We got the Toyota. At least I think that's Toyota. Could be a Subaru right behind me. And Mr. Ben is just going to kiss the wall. Not sure what happened there. He might have had to test the wall integrity before he could race. And wanted to get that done real quick. But either way, going into turn one, though, we got the Toyota right behind me. Trying to not messing up too much. He did hit the brakes a little late there. Almost went into the back of me, though. So far, a lot of battling between me and him. I'm trying to take these turns as smoothly as I possibly can. I've been playing a lot of Assetto Corsa Competizione. So smooth driving is the habit as of right now. Also, it did have me get a new racing seat. Subaru Toyota messed up Campsa there, so we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to when he finally catches up, because he actually does. Going into turn one, I do hit the brakes a little later than I normally like to. Also still trying to get used to the Sylvia. He is going to be right on my backside, Sir Cruel here. And going in through Worth, I do mess up the turn there. And he's just going to run away with it. And next few laps are just me trying to catch up to him. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to the last lap when Mr. Ben catches back up. You can say the wall integrity was up to code, so he was able to get back into the race. And now he is just trying to catch up to me as of right now. Sorry if the commentary is a little lacking, guys. I've worked a 56-hour work week, and that's pretty much going to be how it is for the next few weeks. You know, life in the U.S. is not as easy as some people might think as of right now, but either way. Going into La Caixa. It seems like me and Mr. Ben are evened out on speed, but it's going to come down to cornering ability, and I think he knows his car a little bit better than I know mine as of right now. Still trying to work out the kinks in this Sylvia. I need to really sit down and tune it one of these days, but either way, he's under a second behind me, about halfway, or a half second behind. Going into Europe Car and New Holland. We're both holding these turns as tight as we possibly can, but he is getting a little bit better of an exit, if I do say so myself. Plus, he does have a draft, so that's going to help out. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and cross a line. Kept 5th place. I'm pretty sure if he had another lap, he would have had it, but with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the final race of the video. Alright guys, final race of the video. We're in the Boss 302. I'm using my V8 Spa build, which is basically just a grip build using the 302-inch cubic motor the Boss 302 has, hence the name the Boss 302. That's literally the name of the motor. But anyways, we're going into Abbey and Farm Curve right now. Looks like some pretty dodgy traffic at the moment. Going into Village, taking it nice and wide so I don't go into the back of rows 6. Yeah, rows 6 in a long string of numbers. Where Tapo is also blocking him off. DK Viking looking like he's getting a little bit of touchy-feely there. Fallout XZX Fallout is a fun game, by the way. I should probably try and stream that on YouTube one of these days, but... By the way, getting around Tapo there, because this thing has a lot of power in it. For those that don't know, Spa is a track where you gotta maximize grip and maximize speed. And I don't know how well it's going to work here at Silverstone. I was trying to make a power build out of this thing, and even though I exceeded in a decent power build, I don't think it would have worked here at Silverstone. And Woodcote is starting to prove that. Almost went into the back of Tapo there. I had to take a really risky maneuver there, but going into Cops right now, he's going to try and make a move. Doesn't work, so he's gonna take his anger out on a BMW, and a couple of other cars are just gonna mess with him a little bit, cause a massive pile-up going into Mags and Beckett's. And it was right behind Adam Harris here, trying not to go into the back of him. DK Viking joining in on the mix, going into Beckett's and Chapel Curve. Looks like me and him are pretty even on speed. I did have a better line, though, so that's why I was able to get right beside him. Looks like he had the better shift there, so he's going to slowly pull away, make a judgment call. It works out for him going into Stowe. I'm able to take the corner a little bit wide. Messes myself up a little bit. He gets around Adam Harris there, and going into Club, we got T-Bent Ario there, going into the side of me there. Fallout was ghosted right then and there. Not quite sure what happened there, but either way, T-Bent Ario is trying to get around me. He goes into the back of me as well. Looks like he was trying to get a little desperate for a move, or maybe he thought he could make a move, but misjudged it. Anyways, going into Abbey and Farm Curve, I did hit the brakes there just to get a little bit more grip on the front tires. Unintentionally brake checking T-Bent Ario there. Going into Village and a loop right now, though. Trying to hold my line as best I can. He goes for the cutback. So far, it's working for him really well. Going into Antry there. He starts to slowly pull away, but once I start getting this big old Mustang, aka the big old muscle car, up and moving, that's when I start reeling him in. But going into Brooklands, he ends up taking it a little wide there, has to recover quite a bit there. Messes up Lewfield there. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. I know my buddy, he'll comment on the video saying, hey, you messed up this pronunciation. But anyways, going through a Woodcote here. Still right behind T-Bent Ario 5 here. Slowly but surely reeling him in, going into Cops right now. This is where he gets a bit better corner entry and exit. And this is when he slowly but surely starts pulling away. But going into Maggots and Beggots, pretty sure this is where he also has me, because I think that BMW has a really good cornering ability. Granted, I did try building this car to maximize grip, so it should handle these better than most muscle cars, but at the same time, it is still a big, heavy muscle car, so still gotta take them nice and slow. German engineering, I will say they do have that over American ingenuity, but looks like Hector 3188 is slowly starting to catch up. I'm taking Stowe a little wide going into Vale. And right now, going into Club, Hector is right behind me. He's just trying to figure out my line, try not to get into a collision with me, which, much respect to him. Really love drivers like that, but right now, going into Abbey, I let off the gas a little bit, hit the brakes just a little bit, try to stay consistent there. A little bit of coffee was causing a burp there. Do apologize for that one, but Hector does get around me right before Village and the loop. So now it's me chasing him down, and Mr. Ben also showed up into this server. He was in a last race, and he was doing some good racing. Going into Antry right now. This is when I try to pull into, try to reel in Hector a little bit, because my Mustang does have a little bit more power than he does. Pretty sure that's a Celica, so Toyota versus Ford. But when we get into Brooklands and Lewfield, that's when Hector really starts to pull away. And Mr. Ben also has a really good grip build in that RX-7. He's got the wide body kit on there, so he's probably going to weigh maybe 2,200 pounds, I want to say. Pretty sure my car weighs 2,500, 2,700, somewhere around there. Not going to go through and get the exact weight, but either way, lap 3, we are going to have a bit of a good battle with Mr. Ben here, because on the straightaways, I do slowly pull ahead, but right now we're in Maggots and Beckett's at the moment. And as you can see, he is slowly closing that gap. But once we get around Chapel and get onto the straightaway, that's when I start pulling away once again. And I'm pretty sure he knows it. So at this point, I think he's just trying to maximize his corner entry and corner exit as best as he possibly can. Trying to see if he can make a move. That way, when he gets on the straightaway, he can try to pull away and make me go defensive. Because as of right now, I think I have the better line, and that's where he's starting to slack there. Going into club right now, going through the chicane. He does slowly close the gap just a little bit, but it doesn't end up being enough going into the last lap. And right now for him, it would probably be the best time for him to make a move. Going into Abbey and Farm Curve. I still see him in my rear view mirror, so at this point, I'm just trying to stay consistent, trying to hold my line, let him study it just a little bit. That way, if he thinks he can make a move, he could try and really make a wise decision, not going to the back of me or cause collision, getting too desperate to make a move in the 9th. But from these past few races, I can say, Mr. Ben, if you are watching this, you are a bit of a true racer here. So hats off to you. Great racing. And right now, going into Brooklands and Lewfield, he is slowly closing the gap. He's using the grip and that lightweight car to his advantage. Slowly but surely closing that gap, but once we get onto the parts where I can get down on the power like Woodcote, it starts to really become apparent that he just does not have enough power. Fallout went and quit, so luckily none of us got any extra positions for that, but at the same time, for anyone that's playing the game, if you rage quit just because you're in a place that you don't want to be in, then don't really know what to tell you. I mean, that's the only way you can get better is probably finishing the race, downloading the replay. Mr. Ben, 0.2 of a second behind me. And as I was saying, now that we're on the straightaway, when I'm able to get away, best way to improve is probably downloading the replay, seeing what the competition is doing, seeing where their braking zone is. And, of course, that's the only way to get better. And, of course, you're not going to get any faster if you're racing slower people, so just a little advice there. But anyways, going into Brooklands and Lewfield, I'm sitting here wondering, okay, Mr. Ben, are you going to make a move? And it does not look like it. He just kind of hung back a little bit. I'm sure if he had another lap or two, he might have been able to make a move. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the video. Even though nothing's set in stone, I'm going to keep trying to make these videos, even though servers can go down tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, pretend I said something corny here to get you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys next time. See y'all later.